Hello chess, today we are going to see four attacking games. Yeah. So these are classical attacking games, instructive. So first game is Alekhine versus Fernie. Yeah, Fernie, something like that. So E4, E6, D4, D5, Knight C3, Knight F6, Bishop G5, Bishop E7, normal French defense, E5, Knight of D7, H4. Alekhine plays the Alekhine chartered attack. Yeah. So this is a rare line, but you can see Alekhine chartered attack over here. So now bishop into G5, H into G5, Queen into G5, Knight to H3 attacking the Queen. Yeah, this Queen. The Queen goes back. So now White has an idea. He wants to play Knight F4 to Knight H5. So now our Mr. Alekhine plays Knight F4. It's a cunning move. Yeah. Threatening to do like getting some pressure here. And there can be threats on this D5 pawn for black, okay? So now what will you do? Knight F8. Simple solution of the problem. Yeah. So now Queen G4 attacking the pawn on G7. Reti on this game had some notes. He said that White's threat is not only Queen into G7 but also Knight into D5. How? Let me show you. Let's say black plays D6, okay? A normal move, yeah? But not normal move. See, if we turn on the engine will say +3, I think. Yeah, because now we can just take. How? Actually, the problem is that if this bishop is hanging over here and this pawn is in the middle of them both, but this pawn is defending the D5 pawn, and we have two knights attacking it. So what will we do? Yeah, we can just take, because if he takes, then this C8 bishop is hanging. That's the point. If this bishop were on D7, then like you could imagine not playing that, but now the bishop is on C8, so that's why it's not possible. Yeah, Knight C6 is Knight C6 is also made by the same threat. So now it's a double attack and black has to weaken his position to defend it. He has to, or else he will lose a pawn. And if he loses a pawn, then his position is already very bad. And his position will even go bad. See, 5.2, 6.1 advantage. So if we turn this off, let's go to the game. So F5 was played, the only move in the position commensurate. E into F6, G into F6. So now castle C6. Now what will we do? Rook E1. The rook goes to the open file, king to D8, rook H6. Now this rook is coming to target this pawn and then this pawn also. It's a very bad position. E5. Black advances his pawn, threatening the queen. Queen H4. White just swipes his queen over. This pawn E into F4 is not possible because the queen is here. The queen is pinned. Knight b d7, bishop d3. Still not possible because this queen is still pinned. e4, queen g3. This pin is very fatal of the e file. Queen f7, black at last goes, but if white was not in any mood of saving the bishop, he just takes on e4. Brilliant. Yeah, like white is like just swoop, take on e4. So now d into e4, knight into e4. Now knight d6 is a threat. And what can we do? Knight c5 is a threat. Knight into f6 is a threat. Rook g8, attacking the queen. Queen a3. The queen swipes to the edge of the board, trying to get something on this. Yeah. So on this thing. So now queen g7 and attacking the rook. Knight d6. Yeah, white doesn't care. Why can't he take this? Because knight f7 check and he'll lose the queen in a fork. So black did not do this. He was like, no, I will not do that. Knight e8. Still the rook's hanging, but now mate is threatened. If you take this, queen e7 mate. And now queen d6 check after queen f7. Only move, I think, queen d6 check. And now he just resigned. What can he do? Because there's mate in 2. In every legal move. See, if this was played, then mate. Yeah. So, yeah. Now, if this was played, then mate. If this was played, then mate. Everything is mate here. Everything. So now queen f7, queen d6 check was played. And then here after queen d6 check, if he plays this, mate. If he plays this, then check here and mate. This was the, I think, the best try over here, like to get the mate to under control. Yeah, if you do this, then mate, and after this here, if you do this, then we have covered it. So there are only a few legal moves and all of them lead to mate. So this was the game. The major takeaways from this game were the Alekhine Charter attack as usual. Yeah, we have seen this Bogolyubov game on it, and Alekhine played it extensively during his career. And then this like knight h3 idea was also good, and then this bishop into e4 was just too good. Yeah, I mean, and then knight d6 was a good tactic, and now it was all over. It was mate in 2 here. So now this was the game. Jumping to the next game, Knorre versus Chingorin. This was like a slight mishap by Knorre. Chingorin was black, Knorre white. So Mr. Chingorin here played the Italian, bishop c5. So now castle, white goes into the max land attack. If yes, if you here do something like knight f6 is the max land, He does it, and now d4 I think is the max land attack. If I know the theory. Dude's Gambit is also very. So alright, GM Simon Williams plays the Dude's Gambit exceptionally well. d6, bishop g5, h6. This is a common error of the bishop g5 pin. Yeah, you should not pin this knight, because when you pin it, and at least you should capture this knight. Why? Because if you go back, see, the thing is that black has no castle, so he can advance his kingside pawns. Black plays g5, taking the note of the error. Bishop g3, and now I think it would be in favor of black. It's 0.0, but now h5 and knight into g5 I think is a serious mistake. c2 minus 2.7. It's a mistake. So now h4. Knight into f7. White hops and he says, I will take the queen. And well, Chigorin says, then take it. H into g3. Amazing. Black sacrifices the queen. White takes it happily. He says, thank you for the gift. Black plays bishop g4, advancing steadily. Queen to d2. The white queen goes here. White cannot play f3 because this king is there. And if he does something like queen e1, then I think knight d4 is just enough to end the game. So that's why queen d2 was played. Knight d4. The knight hops in. Knight c3. Knight f3 check. Another brilliant move. G into f3. White takes happily, and black also, and white resigns not happily. Why? If you take with this pawn, h into g3, rook h1 mate. If you look at the engine, then it says mate in phi. Okay. So, yeah, the best bet for white in this position is to play queen h6. Take it. Bishop f7 check. Take it. Bishop h5. Take it. And now what does he say? To move the rook, I think. Yeah. h4. Then take it. a3. And then you also wait. Like if this happened in the game, it would be completely funny that black was a queen down, and now he is 2 bishops up. Yeah. So that would be the best bet for white to survive, but he just resigned over there. He says, no, I will just resign. Yeah. So this was the game. Like this h into g3 and knight f3, man, these were too good, yeah. Like this whole game was a very good game, we can say. So yeah, and Chigorin just took the positional error seriously, and he converted his win. That was really instructive. Yeah. And well, so that was one good win by Chigorin, because like it was such an interactive game. I say that if you play this opening, like I can say 90% of people here play this. They go bishop g5. Even I feared of bishop g5 when I played it. I almost always played h6 before bishop g5, so that he could not play. But if he plays bishop g5 before castling, it is good for you. I can say it is good for you. Why? Because of the mentioned reason. Yeah, that and if they play bishop to h4, that's even bad for them. So now let's go to the next game. Yeah, so this game was absolutely nuts, and this one is also. So this is Balor versus Reti, 1911. E4, E5, knight F3, knight C6, bishop B5. This time the Ruy Lopez, but now the skill man, the Janish. Some people say it to be skill man, and some say it is Janish. Here it is Skilly man. It's something like that. So D3, knight F6. Black develops the piece, attacks the pawn. Castle, bishop C5, bishop C4, D6. Defending the pawn and strengthening the center. Knight G5. This is a mishap. Black has an advantage. Now black plays incredibly strong move F4. In my scale, it is a superhuman move, and I will give it a brilliant move. Why? Because you are just allowing knight f7. Yeah, like you are amazing. Yeah, you are just allowing knight f7 and the opponent to take the rook. The engine will give plus for white, I know. So now knight f7, queen e7, knight into h8, bishop g4. But the engine doesn't understand the depths of the beauty of this combination. See, first it was giving 1.1 here, see 1.1, and now it's giving 0.0. So queen d2, now more in the favor of black. Knight to d4, king h1. Mishap by a white here. The engine cannot understand this position. See, it's hovering. So actually king h1 he played because he wanted to play knight f3. Black wanted to play knight f3, and if white allowed it with check, then it would be completely devastating. So that's why he played king h1. Knight f3. Now white thinks that the engine thinks that white is better, but no. See, now he gives 4.9. Actually, he should have played queen c3, but he played queen a5. It's a serious mishap. Yeah, so now knight into e4. Amazing sacrifice. See the strongness of this brilliant move. This game was like absolutely brilliant. Like this move is amazing. This knight into e4 is nuts. The engine evaluation on the blunder was 4.9, and now it's 7.6. Means it's such a good move. g3. Now simple knight into f2 check, rook into f2, bishop into f2. Black takes the rook for the exchange. Now king g2, black threatens the bishop, takes, and now boom, bishop into g3. The fourth brilliant move in this game, if I am telling it right. Queen b5 check, c6, queen b4 goes back, queen h4, bishop f7 check, king e7. Why? Because this is sacrificing a rook, queen into b7 check, king f6, and this rook can now he designed, because now if he takes the rook, then queen h2 is just like mate. So if I take a count, there are 1, 2, to e4 and that f4. 5 brilliant moves in this game. So it's really an amazing game filled with the depths of chess. Like that f4 move was really good. Like I mean, I will not play that move because it just leaves the f7 square undefended and the knight is hopping on there. And then the knight f3 move was really very daring to do. I mean, there was no such guarantee of win in that combination. Like the queen wasn't coming to g5 at all, but still Mr. Reddy understood the depths of the position and he played it. Yeah. And then that knight into e4 move is really hard to find. The idea of that move was that to open the diagonal of the queen over there. So yeah, and well, that was really an amazing move. So now let's go to the fourth game, Tarrasch versus Alekhine. This game is a close fight. So the game started with d4, knight f6, knight f3, e6, c4, c5. So now here d5 was played. Now b5, d into e6, f into e6, c into b5, now d5. So this is called the Blumenfeld counter gambit, I think. Yeah, Blumenfeld counter gambit. It's really a sharp one. It's a sharp one. e3, bishop d6, the bishop develops, knight c3, castle. So actually the gambit starts from here. Yeah, see, this is the Blumenfeld. Until now it's the Indian defense anti-Nimzo, but now it's the Blumenfeld counter gambit. Why is it said to be a counter gambit? Well, because this d5 move is considered to be a gambit at top level chess, because in literally almost always black gambits, white gambits this d5 pawn. That's why it's called the Blumenfeld counter gambit. So d into e6, f into e6. So now takes e3, bishop d6. Both sides develop now. Knight c3, castle. Bishop e2, bishop b7, b3, knight bd7, bishop b2, white develops the bishop on the long diagonal, queen e7. Black strategy now is to just take his knight to e4. Now the second knight to take it to e5. The queen goes to f6, then g6, then the bishop goes from e7 to h4. Then the c8 bishop can join from bishop c8, e5 and bishop to g4. The rook can hop from f6 to h6. The second rook can do protect this pawn and do e4 and things like that, and join the attack from e6 and then f6. And the king can stay safe behind the safety of this pawn by like just king f7, I think. So now castle, rook a d8, queen c2, e5. So now here e5 was played, rook e1, white developed the rook, e4 threatening the knight, knight d2, the knight goes back, knight e5, the knight develops, knight d1 attacking the knight threatening to exchange, knight fg4, bishop into g4, knight into g4 attacking the h2 pawn. Yeah, now knight f1, queen g5 infiltrating, h3 getting the knight back, knight h6, king h1, knight f5, the knight relocates, knight h2, and knight wants to come to g4, d4, black gives the central break, bishop to c1, defending the e3 pawn more, d3, attacking the queen, the queen gives a check, queen c4 check, king h8, bishop b2, yeah, laser beaming on this line diagonal, knight g3 check, so this was an amazing move, but I will give it a good move. King g1, bishop d5, attacking the queen, queen a4, knight e2 check, the knight goes out of his way, king h1, rook f7, threatening to double, queen a6, interest, yeah, queen a6 is an interesting move. It stops from getting this bishop. h5, b6, knight d3 check, checking the king, and then the king goes to g1, a into b6, queen into b6, knight e2 check, king h1, knight g3 check, king g1. Yeah, and now here this was an amazing sacrifice, so a brilliant move for it. G into h3, rook to f3, knight g3, h4, bishop f6, just wanting to like get the game a little bit more. Knight into e4, rook into h3 check, and resigned. So here after b6, knight g3 check, king g1, a into b6, queen into b6, and on d2 he just trapped the rook, and then if now takes is knight into f1. If he took with the king, then bishop into h2, and now bishop to e6, threatening to take here because this is because on the g file it's a pin and the h3 pawn is hanging. So king h1, getting away from the pin, and this was just a brilliant move. So alright, brilliant game. So now these were the 4 brilliant games. So these 4 games were really interesting, and the one I liked much was the Knorre versus Chingorin one. He just demolished his opponent, yeah, Chigorin. So, but yeah, so Tarash full name is Siegbert Tarash, and this game by chessgames.com is given the name Siegbert Under Siege. So alright, these were the 4 games. So today is Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is made in honor of the 2 Christian martyrs who sacrificed their lives for love. Actually, then in Rome, 3rd century Rome, like for Roman soldiers, engagements and weddings were banned. Saint Valentine saw this wrong, so he thought that this is wrong. Yeah, this is injustice. So he did like engagements and weddings in secret. But when the government discovered Saint Valentine's things, they sentenced him to death. Yeah, and well, that's why. So coming to the fact, the first Valentine's Day was celebrated in 496, the year 496, and around 250 million roses are made only for this day, means 14th February, because today is Valentine's Day. 8 billion hearts are manufactured every year for this day. Yeah, and there are many more facts. So today is also Bhanudas Maharaj Jayanti. Bhanudas Maharaj was the great grandfather of Eknath, and he brought back the Vithobache Murti, like the Vithoba Murti of Pandharpur. Actually, in Pandharpur, the main deity there is Bhagwan Vitthal. So they, so he brought. It was stolen by some kingdom or that. So he brought back the Vitthal Murti to Pandharpur. Yeah. So today is also Guru Ramdas Navami, and this was the game. I hope you liked. You know, for to click this bell icon. Thank you.